Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make the microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the bridge in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. An MC into a wide-eyed lunatic.
Today we're going to work on the interior of this vehicle, starting with the climate control system. The climate control system buttons have worn down to where you can see the white plastic. Not a very attractive look. So in order to do that, you have to get through the radio to get to the climate system. So you'll need a tool such as these, which are removal tools for such a type of radio. It's a pretty simple process. You stick these little razor thin pieces of metal into the radio, and you hear that click. It's release the lever on that side. Make sure the tooth is facing inwards towards the center of the radio. Just like that. Like that. And like that. Then, take your fingers, gently pull it out. I like to alternate until it comes right out. That's how you remove a radio in a 2007 Audi A4. It's always important to have the right tools when you're doing a project. If you try to cut corners too much, you'll have a really hard time doing such a simple task as pulling out this unit. As you can see, very, very easy. The little hook thingies here are sturdy enough to get the unit out, and then I can disconnect it and see what's going on. Radio's out. Now we're gonna get the climate control system out. All right, we're gonna go to my shop now and plug this bad boy in. Okay, we're inside my secret electronics lab, and now we're gonna start disconnecting the faceplate to get to the circuit board and the switches so I can remove them and sand them down and reapply some stickers that I picked up from eBay. So let's get started. Okay, this may not be the most ideal way of removing this, but these tabs, if you can take a look at these, the way I have the screwdriver bent, or not bent, but put underneath this top tab, it's to hold it open so that it doesn't lock back into place and you can see it's ready. I'm just gonna do the same thing here to get a wedge, to get an angle, to get the faceplate. I've got all my fancy pry tools. Be very careful here. You do not want to snap the plastic. There we go. Finish it up right here. I believe there's one more on the bottom actually, but that should be relatively easy to finish up with. Let's see. That's to keep it from clamping back together in case I accidentally use the lid as a lever. There. Okay. Looks like two more. Very careful here. Push down, lift up. Like that, hold. Push down, lift up, and separate. There you go. All right. It's gonna be a little dusty. You wanna clean that off. And then carefully disconnect the ribbon cable from the circuit board. avoid touching the circuit board if you are not grounded. And there you go. Set that aside. Almost to the buttons. Some more screws to undo here. I like to keep my screws together in a bowl, but before I ever mix them together, I make sure they're the same size. Otherwise, you're gonna get confused, and you'll be sorting screws instead of fixing stuff. Those two buttons right there in the middle. For all of the do-it-yourselfers out there who would like to tinker like I do, messing with electronics and automobiles, a little word to the wise is never force anything. And if this is the first time you've ever opened something to investigate, like myself, the best thing to do is to be extremely cautious so that you don't break anything. Figure out the mechanism, and then figure out how they go together, and then separate it. So, let's do it. All right, I figured it out, and then I put it back together so I can demonstrate how I did it. All right, here there's a split between the two climate control buttons. I used super tiny flathead screwdriver to go right underneath, push the lever on this side, lift on one corner, pull it out. The button should slide right off the rail, and there you go. Even just holding this, the plastic is just, or the paint is coming right off. So, let's do this one. Boop. There you go. It looks like these may have been painted before. There's some bubbling on that one. Before I move any further and take any more out, well, let me take the off button. That one looks like crap, so let's get that one. Yep. Okay, looks good. It's time to use the sandpaper. I'm using a 120, 220, and a 320 grit. I put it on fast forward because we all know how to sandpaper, but as you can see, I've kind of modified my sandpapering technique as I continue to do this process. I decided to use the table as my sandpaper board. Pretty simple. I had to be extra careful on the blue one because there was already blue paint on it. I didn't want to sandpaper right through the blue paint. Now it's time to move on to the trial run of applying the stickers. Since we need to spray paint the buttons, you need to have a little spray painting station. Obviously, I'm not going to spray paint my garage with these cars in here. So I'm going to make the station here, and then I'm going to take it outside and spray it. I just grabbed a styrofoam block from all of the cabinets that I've purchased recently. And I'm going to stick these chopsticks just like that. And then I could stick the buttons on like that. Make sure you get paint that is a primer and paint, because you can't paint plastic without the right paint. Always check to make sure on the back that it supports plastic, otherwise you're wasting your time because it won't adhere. Without a primer, it won't adhere as well. So, let's get the spray painting. A little workstation outside, away from most cars. My S5 is out here, but very little wind. Oh, I better put a cover on that TV tray or my wife will kill me. Now that I've covered the TV tray, time to just give it a little spray. First, a test spray. Looks good. Now that these two have dried, I'm going to move them out of the way to do the final two. Not an exact match, but there's going to be a sticker over it. Son of a monkey. Note to self, cover your
Big dummy.
Okay. Let's start with minus. I think I'm going to use my headgear again. I don't know why I put it away. Alright, so there you have it, folks. I've successfully painted and then took off the paint and then painted it blue and then took off the blue paint. But it's finally in, the circuit board back in. But I wanted to show you the results and let you know that I'm not at all happy with the results, but it's better than it was. The scratched off white flecks or exposed white plastic look like crap, but this looks okay. But you can clearly see that they don't match. They're brighter, and the black obviously doesn't match either. So I'll be giving the review on this eBay seller some feedback on that. So anyway, this is what it looks like. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be putting the rest of it together, and I'll see you in the car. Sometimes when you need to get things done right, you get your wife. And in this case, my wife and I talked about the results of those stickers on the climate control, and she too was not happy about it. So luckily she has a silhouette machine. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a die cut system where you can cut vinyl and fabrics and metals and things like that. So she went ahead and created me a template that was way better than what I got from those eBay stickers. So take a look. So compared to the results I got last night, where they just looked absolutely terrible, take a look at these. And not only that, the light only shines through where the white is, whereas as you saw with the stickers, if you sanded any of the black off of the button itself, you could see right through any of the spots where you sanded. So check this out. I'm going to dim the lights and then shine the light behind it so you can take a look at the results. And you can see the light does not go through other than in the spots where it was carved out. So nice work, babe. Now we're back on track with getting this climate control system put back together. All right, well, now that the installation is, or the repair is complete, all I gotta do now is install it back into the system. But I just wanted to give you a final look at the product. I mean, it's certainly a lot better than it was before. I still have a few more screws to put in, but I like to always test to make sure that the buttons work. They sound good. No stickiness. So we're good. So I got 3 more screws to put in, and then we'll go and install this back in the car. All right, radio is in. Climate control is in. Buttons look great. One item to check off. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Never wanna try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. Make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic.